number one is slow is fast. And I know if you're in your 20s right now listening to this is the last thing you want to hear. But you got to play the long game. Very often, we mortgage our future for today's satisfaction, and we're not in the long game, and we're playing checkers, not chess. If you want a long, successful career, you have to build things that are sustainable, and you have to think in terms of sustainability. There are lots of things that you can do to get quick success or notoriety that ultimately are not sustainable and will collapse. And we see this in our society all the time. The flash in the pans, the shooting stars, the people that come and go very, very quickly. Long-term success is a very deliberate action. It's a committed work. And it takes time, which is why most people don't do it. I think there's 4 characteristics. I think the World Economic Forum released a study that showed there was 4 characteristics of long-term successful people. Number 1 was self-awareness, which makes total sense to me. If you're not aware of how you behave, how you think, what's holding you back, you're gonna have a very hard time with success. And if you look at people who get stuck, that's very often it. They're not self-aware. They don't get how certain belief systems or the habits or behaviors are keeping them stuck in the loop, and they're not able to level up. Number 2 is you got to be an agile learner, meaning you got to be quick to adapt. Technology is constantly changing. Economics are constantly changing. If you were a factory worker 100 years ago, you probably were making good money, although you're probably working your ass off. And it was a stable job. Today in the United States, that's not a stable job. That's not a good place to be. And if you're saying, oh, all the jobs are going overseas, things are always going to be changing. That isn't the game. The game is to continue to adapt and change yourself, and then you're never going to worry about these things. So number 2 is being an agile learner. Number 3 is being a great communicator, being able to effectively communicate with others and transfer ideas. And then number 4 obviously builds on that, which is just being a great influencer. So I think long-term success definitely comes down to those 4 things. And long-term success comes down to always be adding more value to the workplace than you're taking, adding more value to the world than you're taking. Again, going back to this, are you a producer or are you a consumer?